Hi, hello, this is Vicky from Skeleton's Books, and this is my humongous pile of books that I'm going to talk to you about today. These are the books that I have read throughout 2016 and what I'm currently reading kind of video. I don't really know, but I thought it would be fun to do as a end of the year kind of video for my channel and such, and so on. The first book that I read during January in 2016 was The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I thought this book was really good, and it has its own TV series now, if I'm not mistaken. It was actually quite a good experience. I thought that the characters in this were really funny and good moraled, but they had flaws as well. I thought that they were funny to read about, and I thought that it gave the book depth, and there are really weird things happening in this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I do believe that many people will enjoy it in the future, and I just couldn't get enough of it. So I just ran to the store to get the next one, which is The Magician King. Like, weirdly Narnia kind of feel actually to this one. It says here, we go, Harry Potter for grown-ups. I thought it was not Harry Potter at all. I felt like really Alice in Wonderland / Narnia kind of feel to it. Last one in this series, The Magician's Land. Yes, I said it the right way. And I thought this cover was amazingly pretty. The other ones are pretty as well, but this one was definitely my favourite. I thought this was really beautiful. I enjoyed this trilogy a lot, and as I said before, Narnia and Alice in Wonderland, definitely not Harry Potter, but fun and magic. And then I think I read Malala. I Am Malala, it's actually called, sorry. And it is a true story based on Malala Yousafzai. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. But it is about her story of speaking out for women's education and girls' education, and then getting shot in the head by the Taliban. Striking book. It is brilliant, and I actually shed some tears at some points because it was so beautifully written. It was crazy. Malala, if you see this, you are an amazing woman and you're one of my role models. I love you. After that, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I seriously love this book with all my heart. There is absolutely, I can't even find one fault in this book. Absolutely one of my favourite books in the entire universe. I just can't get by a whole year without reading at least one Harry Potter book. Then I read An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and I thought it was amazing. I read this book on the recommendations of Sasha Olsberg, who is on A Booktopia on YouTube. She's an amazing booktuber. I love watching her videos. I read it from two perspectives, and that is Laia and Elias. Seriously, amazing book. And the second one has just come out like 2 months ago, I think, but we just got it here in Sweden. I'm waiting for the paperback to come out because I love reading paperbacks. Just after An Ember in the Ashes, I read The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, and this is kind of grown up actually. It's not a young adult, I wouldn't call it that. You read it from different perspectives and it is amazing. It's set in this really creepy, horrible world. It is book one of the first law. I bought it second hand, and I found it there. I've been planning on buying it full price, like in an average store, and then I just saw these in the second-hand shop, and I was like, oh my god, I need to buy them, because it was the first 3 of them, and I was so happy to find these, and I loved this cover so much. Look, it's like shiny, or it sort of sparkles a bit. It's in a kind of, not really dystopian, but I would like to say dystopian world. You read it from different perspectives, as I said, and it's just a really cool adventure series. If you're into this kind of stuff, there's loads of books about it now. Came out with one like The Sharp Ends or something. It's blue, it's beautiful. I need to buy all of these because they were absolutely fabulous. And now I have a confession to make. I am such a bad, like, mainstream reader. I do not really read books that are kind of mainstream. I usually find books that are in the low profile kind of books, but so I haven't read the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices until now, actually. I started reading them this year on the recommendation of my friend Sana, who is at Not Half Bad Books on Instagram. If you want to check her out, then she's brilliant, just go ahead. So I started actually reading them in chronological order, which means that I read The Infernal Devices Book 1, Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare first, and I completely fell in love with Jem Carstairs. I mean, seriously, it took me like the first 2 pages of him and then I was hooked. Everybody knows what this is about now, I would guess, but if you don't, it is about shadow hunters and demons and fae and vampires and warlocks and Magnus Bane. Magnus Bane is like the most amazing person in the universe. He is my favourite character in the whole of the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I am completely in love with him. And as I loved the Infernal Devices so much, I just couldn't stop reading. So I, well, bought Clockwork Prince. Just like right after the last page, I just went to the store and I got Clockwork Prince, and the same for Clockwork Princess. So I just kept on reading them like crazy. It was a really fun ride and I just couldn't stop myself. I have no self-control. It just happened. I started reading Me Before You by Giorgio Moyes. I think it's Moyes, I'm not sure, but I loved this book. It was amazing. It's about Luke Clark, who starts working for Will something, Trainer, that's it. I love this book, and if I'm guessing that everybody's read it by now, but if you haven't read it, then pick it up please, because you are going to be amazed. It's perfect. Then we're about in May, maybe now in May. I got this comic book for my boyfriend. It's Nightcrawler Volume 1 Homecoming, by somebody that I cannot pronounce the name of, I think. I'm not sure where it is even. Oh well, never mind. By Marvel. Well, this is actually quite amazing. I have never read, this is my cat Mittens. I've never really read a comic book like this before, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to do it a lot in the future, I think. Then I read John Green. What are you doing? Anyway, An Abundance of Catherines, but this is the Swedish version, so it's called Kathleen Theorin. It's difficult to say because it rhymes. I enjoyed this book, but it's not something that I'll read again. It was fine, but I enjoyed his other books a lot more. I read Six of Crows. This book is amazing. I mean, seriously, Leigh Bardugo, you are a genius. It is one of the best books that I've read this year. Six of Crows is about Kaz Brekker and his gang trying to break out some dude that he needs for this big heist that he's gonna do. I'm actually currently reading Crooked Kingdom, and I'm quite late with that, I know, but I need the floppy books, okay? If there is a floppy book, I need it. Look. I love this, look. Woo! If you have not read this, read it, because seriously, what are you doing? Read it. We were stalked by this book. Everywhere we went, we saw this book. So for her birthday in February, I got her this book, and she read it like crazy. She was just like, oh my god, Vicky, you have to read this because it's amazing. And I waited until March to get it, and then I just didn't read it until like August. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just put them in my pile and then I kind of forget about them, and then I read them, and then I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, I basically read this when Glass Sword came out or whatever. No, maybe even after that. I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Oh, it just struck me hard, man, to my bloody core. It was amazing. I loved this book. Oh, amazing. It's about this girl called Mare Barrow. She's a red blood, and there are silver bloods because, you know, why not? And they've got powers, and then she sort of gets a job as a waitress, kind of, not really, but yeah, sort of. And it comes out that she's got the power of lightning. Dum dum dum! So yeah, shit's getting real. This one, like, directly after, and this is slightly bigger than the Red Queen edition that I have. And
does it bother you guys? I mean, when you put them in the bookshelf, does it bother you that the book is slightly higher than the other one? It bothers me like crazy.
Okay, done freaking out. Glass Sword, Victoria Aveyard. I mean, one of the best books that I've read this year as well. I think Six of Crows is above this one, but oh, it was so good. And King's Cage is actually coming out really soon. It's in like February or January, February I think. But it's, yeah, just buy it and read it and fall in love. And get scared as well, because one of the characters in Glass Sword, I mean, damn, just... Cruel Crown is also by Victoria Aveyard. It's 2 short stories about 2 of the characters in the Red Queen saga, and this is quite amazing. You can get such insight into these 2 characters and why they are like they are and what's happened to them, and I thought it was just cool, and why other characters are affected. After that, I read Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. This is the 2nd book in the first law. Actually, quite great book. So amazing. I still have the last one to read though, so I have to start reading that one next year. Love Letters to the Dead. This is a different kind of book. It's by Ava Della something. Touching story. You read it from her perspective, and it is, you get actually a lot of information about these dead celebrities as well, which was kind of new and kind of cool actually. But the story it tells is kind of amazing actually. I cried to this and I laughed and I felt sorry for this person, and it was just a really, really good teenage troublesome book. It's quite a quick read as well. It's only like 300 pages, something like that, so it goes by quick as well. Then I read, I know, yes I am completely off the grid and really late with this, but I read Throne of Glass, and I am in love with Cal Westfall. Oh dear lord, what is wrong with me? Seriously, I always fall for the sidekick. Seriously, but I don't know, it's just, except for in Harry Potter. In Harry Potter is my favourite, which is weird because most Harry Potter fans, the fans like him the least, actually, but I mean, he's my bae. I love him so much. Throne of Glass is about Selena Sardothian, Selena, something like that, and she gets recruited or sort of forced to compete in this contest to become the king's assassin, like his personal assassin. And I thought this was a great book. It was amazing. And I read Crown of Midnight as well, which is in my pile a bit further down. I thought this was really good. There are loads of amazing characters in this, and I would recommend it to anybody starting to read. This is a really good book. And then couple of months later we have City of Bones, and yes, I do have this weird edition of it. They are really beautiful, and I really enjoyed these a lot more than the ones that everybody else has. So yeah, they are different colours and they're pretty beautiful if you have a look at them. Will you look at that? It is so pretty, and it's pink, so it suits me. Simon, of course, is my fictional boyfriend from this world. Clary, I loved. Jace, I am not really convinced about. I read up until Lost Souls right now, and I don't know, I just don't really like him. I mean, he's cute and all, but he's arrogant and too sarcastic, and yeah, you know, I'll probably get a lot of hate for this, but if you like him, that's fine. Yeah, but City of Bones is I'm definitely going to be reading these books again. And then I read Percy Jackson and The Lightning Thief. I have been putting off reading this for I don't even know how long, but when Sasha Alsberg started reading these, I sort of just went along reading them as well. I don't know why I didn't read these. I was just caught up in too much Harry Potter at the time, so I just sort of put them off. And Crown of Midnight, loved it, it was really cool. And look at Selena, she's like amazing with like knives and like thrashing them all in fire and, you know, yeah, everything. I loved this book, it was amazing. Haha, Främlingen means stranger or Outlander in English. By Diana Gabaldon, we have Outlander in Swedish. It is a beautiful edition. They have like this all ornamental kind of beautiful pattern on them, and I love this book so much. It was amazing. As Sasha Alsberg from A Book Utopia says, it does take some time getting into, actually. There's loads of text on every page. It takes some time to get into it, but it's totally worth it. I fell in love with Jamie Fraser, actually. He is amazingly hot. Jesus Christ. But anyone can read this. If you are, like, I would say you should be like 17 before you read this, actually, because not because of the like hotness of the book, but more just generally the matureness of the book. Because I mean the main character is like what, 26 something, so yeah. City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, amazing book. I thought this was really cool. I love this book so much. I just loved it. There's not really much to say to continue with that. I just loved it. It was amazing. Buy it and read it. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I actually bought it and read it on like the same week, which is unusual for me. I did not really like this book. I liked it in the beginning, and then I thought it was really boring, and then in the end, like the last 50 pages, it was really cool. I'm going to read whatever it's called, I can't remember now. Mist and Fury. Yes, A Court of Mist and Fury, the blue one. I'm definitely going to read it. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it was amazing. Up to the point where I thought it was boring, and then just amazing again kind of way. People who have read both of these books say that if I kind of like this one, then I will love the next one, so I'm definitely going to be reading A Court of Mist and Fury. The third book is coming out really soon, and I think that it's called A Court of Wings and Ruin. I am not sure, but I think that's what it's called, and I'm kind of looking forward to reading that one too. The most anticipated read of this year and the best read of this year was definitely, without a doubt, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I mean, seriously, look at my arm, I've got chills, look.
I just sort of wanted to open it up and then just fly into it like Harry does in the Chamber of Secrets. I mean, seriously, this was just, I love this book. If you haven't read it, then read it, and just, you will want to fly into it too. It is, I know, sorry, freaking out. It is read like a screenplay, and yeah, it is super amazing. And it features Harry Potter's children, and Draco Malfoy's child, and Hermione and Ron's children, and yes, I did not spoil anything. So yeah, that's basically what happens, and it was amazing. So yeah, just pick it up and read it if you have not already. It's definitely worth the money.
Next, I read Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. This one was compared to The Lightning Thief. It was good, it wasn't that, it was just meh compared to The Lightning Thief. Rick Riordan is actually a very good writer, and I have bought like basically all of his books, so I am going to continue reading this. I really enjoyed it, but it was my least favourite of the Percy Jacksons that I've read already. Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. I think I pronounced her name right. She has actually liked one of my pictures of this book on Instagram, so thanks a lot for that. And look at this cover, I mean seriously, look at it, it's so shiny. I love this, it was amazing. I thought this was really cool. It's about this gunslinger in the desert lands, and she's about to be married to some dude that she doesn't want to be married to. And yeah, so she leaves with this stranger. And look, it's so shiny, I'm so distracted by this. Oh no, I'll just put it down. And yeah, it's really good, and it's about how this stranger and the gunslinger sort of, you know, get away. Titan's Curse that I told you about, Percy Jackson by Rick Riordan. Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. Why did I say that so weird? So I enjoyed this a lot. It was funny and it was entertaining, so yeah. And then we have After You by Georgia Moyes. When this came out, I sort of forgot about it. I really need to read that, and then I just sort of forgot about it. I didn't really like these new people, the new characters in this book, but they grew on me, and then I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I wouldn't actually say that it was a sequel. I mean, I know it's the same character, but I don't know, I just didn't really see it as a sequel. I kind of saw it as a standalone book, really, even though it is Lou Clark still. I just didn't really feel like it was the same person anymore, but I enjoyed it and I thought it was funny. Some points I got really angry with certain characters in this book, and if you have read this, you probably know who I mean. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay by J.K. Rowling. I thought this book was amazing. It's also written as a screenplay with like beautiful pictures and stuff in here. It's so beautiful if you look at it. I actually saw the film first, which was amazing, by the way. If you have not seen it, then go and see it, because what are you doing? I mean, seriously, it's been out for what, a month now, and you've just not gone and seen it? Then shame on you. Shame on you. Mwah. So good. I love the new characters in this. I thought, well, the new, all of them are new. My favourite is definitely Queenie. I felt like we were kind of the same. I really enjoyed her character and I really identified with her. I thought she was amazing, and I love the way this sparkles too. Oh, it's so beautiful! Okay, I'm just gonna put it down. Queenie, favourite character. Newt, the second favourite character. I really enjoyed Credence, actually. I thought he was kind of a dark, twisted and cool character that I wanted to learn lots more about. Jacob was responsible for the most of the laughs that I had, so kudos to you, Jacob. The film in all was amazing. The screenplay, J.K. Rowling, you have done it again. You are the most amazing person in the world. I mean, seriously. J.K. Rowling for president. And Queen and Prime Minister and, you know, whatever. Everything, really. The books that I'm currently reading, so the ones that I have picked up along this year and then started to read but not kind of felt the commitment to finish. Diana Gabaldon, Dragonfly and Amber. I enjoyed this, but I got to the point where it's just sort of the same thing happening over and over again, and I just kind of, I don't know, I lost patience for it, but I'm still going to read it. I am going to pick up where I finished and keep on going because I really want to know what happens. I just sort of, plus, you know, there's a TV series as well, so I haven't actually watched that yet. I have just like sort of watched the season 1 over and over again. And the next TV series that's gonna come that I'm really excited about, bum 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 bum, but it's actually not from this book. It's gonna be called Queen of Shadows, I'm guessing. Sarah J. Maas put up a picture on Instagram where she had the pilot episode of Queen of Shadows, which is basically Throne of Glass. So it's Selena's story, woo! I'm so excited about this. It's crazy. But anyway, Air of Fire, I got to the point where they're just training over and over and over again, and I just lost patience. The same with Dragonfly and Amber, I just lose my patience. But I am still going to pick this up and read it through. I promise, I'm going to do this because I love Sarah J. Maas. She's amazing. I mean, seriously. Sarah, if you're watching this, you go, girl. Fangirl moment, sorry. Cricket Kingdom, I mean...
This book is the bomb!
I mean, I don't really, seriously, do not use this language, but this is the bomb! This is like the best book! Seriously, it's like up there with, well, Six of Crows and Fantastic Beasts and The Cursed Child. I'm amazed by Leigh Bardugo. I have not actually read the Grisha trilogy that she had written before this, and I kind of spoiled for myself because I know that the main character's name is Alina, and there's something around the fishy around here, you know, I'm not going to really go into it. I love this. Cass Brecker is bae. I mean, seriously, I'm so in love with him, but I'm responsible for myself falling in love with him, not Leigh Bardugo's fault, really. I see him as Daniel Radcliffe. There's this picture of Daniel Radcliffe. If you check my Instagram page, I've put my dream cast for this book, if it would be a movie or a TV series. I put up my dream cast for them, and you will see Daniel Radcliffe is Cass Brecker. They are the same. They are the one and same, I promise. That is just amazing writing. It's amazing. Leigh Bardugo, the bomb.
The bomb!
So yeah, these were the books that I have been reading 2016. I'm looking forward to reading so many books 2017. I'm going to England in 3 days. Yay! That's basically it. I will see you 2017. Mwah!